Well, in the world of Spider-Man, a lot is happening, and Sony has set a release date for Spider-Man 4. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about the announcement, where it lands, and why it really does once again suggest this movie is going to be tied closely to Avengers Doomsday. Well, after months and months of speculation, Sony Pictures has now confirmed that Spider-Man 4 is coming our way and given us a full-on release date in 2026. Now, we've long suspected the date was kind of being saved for Marvel Studios, and now the official date has been revealed as July the 26th, 2026. Now, they also confirmed the director of the project. We've been hearing a long time that Dustin Daniel Cretton was set up to direct the film. He brought Shang-Chi to life in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and earlier today, in that same announcement, Sony finally confirmed he will be helming the project. Now, obviously, Spider-Man coming back to the theaters is really big news. But what's more interesting is this release date. Now, we already were speculating this film could come out between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And now, with the new date set for July the 17th, well, it's just about 2.5 months after Doomsday drops on May the 1st. Now, this once again suggests that these two movies could be very, very closely tied together. And the ongoing speculation has been for a long time that this will indeed be Battleworld. Now, that same report from Deadline indicated that Eric Summers and Chris McKenna are writing Spider-Man 4, although we had heard a couple of days ago from the Russo brothers it was just one of those writers, but this could have been a little bit of a flub-up on their part. Now, in their report, no details about the story were revealed, and that's really not a surprise. Rumors continue to swirl it could be a huge, massive team-up movie no matter what path they're taking. We initially heard this was going to be a street-level adventure, Spider-Man, Daredevil, and maybe even Ant-Man facing off against the Kingpin. But there were multiple reports that Sony wanted to see this as another multiverse adventure, similar to No Way Home. And this could definitely lead to Peter Parker in Battleworld teaming up with the likes of Venom, other versions of Spider-Man, or multiple new characters like Spider-Gwen or Miles Morales. Now, Tom Holland confirmed that the idea was crazy and something they've never done before. So it seems to me that the Battleworld possibilities are pretty much written in stone at this point. Now, I think its proximity to Doomsday is super important, and it kind of gives an idea of something Marvel Studios has been doing much better now, and is an indicator of something Marvel has returned to doing. Back in Phase 1 through 3, well, we got acquainted with characters and then they kept them in front of us. This is something they've done terrible in Phase 4, and it seems like Marvel is shoring up a little bit as they go into Phase 5 and Phase 6. I'm certain Spider-Man will be part of Avengers Doomsday, and then we'll see him return as Peter Parker just a few months later. This is very reminiscent of what we got for Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor throughout the Infinity Saga, where they all got solo movies, but basically we saw each character less than every 18 months, keeping them fresh in people's minds, and I think these two films being so close together will definitely help feed that fire. Now, once again, this will be a movie produced by Marvel Studios, but it is a Sony film. It's definitely going to be in the MCU, but I do think it will be really important for laying out the groundwork for where we're going with Spider-Man next, and the future of the character inside the MCU as well as outside the MCU. I think the success of this film once again will help keep Sony pretty happy. Venom opened last night and its Thursday night numbers are already down 10% from the previous film, suggesting this movie might not do as well as they were hoping, and should they have another flop on their hands after Madam Web and Morbius, well, the whole Sony Spider-Man universe could be in big danger, with Craven closing out the year and potentially being another misstep. This could lead all of those characters to being part of the MCU, and I think this particular film, by the time it goes into production, Sony and Marvel will have those answers, and you could see the influence of the status of the SSU kind of manifest itself in Spider-Man 4. If that happens, well, we're going to have to wait and see. Now, before you take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, ring that bell for all the updates, and make sure you get every notification because we do daily Marvel and DC content and we don't want you to miss any news.